From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Century Pro Wood and Panasonic.
Good evening, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now for your favorite section, which is the nation's sharpest opinion. Now, why am I saying that it's the end of Pakistan? Well, often it's said that I'm a big migraine for Pakistan. I take on the Pakistanis a lot. I'm biased and prejudiced against Pakistan. In fact, in the United Kingdom, they accused me of hate speech against Pakistan. And all I said to the British was, between India and Pakistan, do you expect me to be neutral? You must be out of your mind. Must be out of your mind. Anyway, I believe that those who said that were out of their mind. But I need to tell the Pakistanis something. And I need the Pakistanis to know that I am not coming to a conclusion, I am not putting out a diagnosis that it's the end of Pakistan in the absence of fact. In fact, one of my strongest attributes is the fact that I base my opinion on sharp fact and reason. So I did some research and I want to share some facts with you. I'm ad-libbing this tonight. Viewers, by way of comparison, we just put out a order for 470 planes recently. 470 airplanes. In fact, the number can go up by another 300. So we have a situation where India could be purchasing over 800 planes, which means that it is the world's biggest aircraft purchase ever. Since planes ever flew, no country has put out an order for 800 plus planes, the biggest airplane order ever, which tells you the size of the Indian economy, our growth and our standing. Now, in doing so, if I include the life cycle cost of these planes, then the total number comes to over $200 billion. Viewers, in one shot, India has given the world $200 billion of business. Maybe $250 billion, some people say, effectively. Now, if I compare that number to Pakistan, that is literally 3/4 of the Pakistan GDP. Which means only to buy planes, we spend about 3/4 of the Pakistan GDP. That's the pathetic, hit the lowest level of the tank situation of Pakistan. Today, the forex reserves of Pakistan are just $3 billion or whereabouts. Which means in buying planes, we spent about 75 times the forex reserves of Pakistan. Now, why am I putting out this comparison? I'm not putting out this comparison, ladies and gentlemen, to put Pakistan down. Why do you need to put Pakistan down? It's good as gone. But you need to tell the reality so that the Pakistanis also understand, and the pseudos in India, this same pro-Pak brigade, this Aman Ki Asha brigade, understand that we are talking facts. They may have some Milson Boone romance going on with Pakistan. We don't. We have a reality, we know Pakistan's situation, and we are telling them, as their intellectual benefactors, what is good for them. Viewers, today, the inflation in Pakistan, and this is my third reason why Pakistan is over. It's the end of Pakistan. There is no way out. Mark my words. It's not because I hate Pakistan or I'm inimical to Pakistan. I am inimical to Pakistan because Pakistan, by its very identity, is bad for the world. But this is not a statement born out of such sentiment. This is a factual point I'm making. At 33% inflation, Pakistan is finished. Now, in economic terms, why am I saying so? In India, if we hit 6% plus inflation, we hike the interest rates, which means for us, the psychological benchmark of high inflation is 6%. In Pakistan, the inflation is 33%. Can you imagine? Viewers, That's about 550% India's psychological benchmark. It's over, it's finished, it's gone. There is no way out. No way out. And look at their shamelessness. The government of Turkey kept telling Shahbaz Sharif, please don't be a burden on our country. You can't give us money, you can't give us people, you can't give us any help. Please don't come to Turkey after we had an earthquake. In Hindi, we call this bin bulaye mehman. Shahbaz Sharif shamelessly went to Turkey and stayed for 2 days because he's hoping someday in the future Turkey will give him money. Turkey has just been through an earthquake. Now, why am I saying this? It's the diplomatic self-persecution of Pakistan, where a prime minister has to be a bin mulaya mehman in Turkey, that is leading to a situation where you realize the country has absolutely no standing. And my fifth reason why it is the end of Pakistan, and I'm going to open up the debate after this, is because I don't know if you noticed it or you read the news, but China has put the locks on its consulate. China has closed its consulate in Islamabad. China, I think in Karachi, they've closed the consulate down. Now, when does a country close the consulate down? When it feels that there is going to be a civil war, there is going to be mass killings, there are so many terrorist attacks, its citizens are going to be targeted. Viewers, 2 years back, the Pakistanis kept telling us, we have a forever relationship with China. We are all-weather allies. I don't know what the weather is in Karachi anymore or in Rawalpindi. But let me tell you, the Chinese have closed down the consulate. That means something. So I have just given you 5 reasons why I believe it is the end of Pakistan. Viewers, if you like my perspective on the nation's sharpest opinion, let me know. And now it is time to get a status check of the situation on the ground, and then we shall debate.
The situation in Pakistan is concerning. Economically, the nation is in doldrums.
जो घी है वो 380 अरब था, आज 600 अरब केजी पहुंच गया.
Petrol prices have hit a record high, almost at 300 rupees. The Chinese are walking away, closing their consular offices in Pakistan. Their homebred terrorists are now eating the country from within, blast after blast. The latest example being this blast in a Quetta-bound Jafar Express. And while the people of Pakistan are left starving, the Pakistan army has dumped the people. The IMF has refused to grant a loan to Pakistan.
As I speak, IMF का डेलीगेशन इस्लामाबाद में बैठा है और वो यकीनन फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर और उनकी टीम को बहुत टफ टाइम दे रहा है. मैं इस वक्त इस मौके पर तफसील में नहीं जाऊंगा, सिर्फ इस बात पर इत्तफाक करूंगा इस हवाले से, इट्स बियॉन्ड इमेजिनेशन, लेकिन मजबूरी उसको करना है, हमने हर सूरत करना है.
The country is a mess, but their media is more concerned about the BBC raids in India.
After banning the BBC documentary in India, the Indian government is now raiding the offices of BBC in New Delhi and Mumbai. Your thoughts, any concern?
I spoke to this yesterday, and what I said is that we're aware of the search of the BBC offices in Delhi by Indian tax authorities.
Tonight, they must look within because truly, situation is dire. It's the end of Pakistan. Let's debate.
I have with me from Islamabad, Javed Khan Jadoon, on the bottom right of the screen. I have with me Major Yasir Janjua from Islamabad. I have with me Abhijit Iyer Mitra, defense expert, General Dhruv Katoch of the India Foundation, Professor Madhav Nalapat, very well-known strategic analyst and vice chairman of the Manipal Advanced Research Group, and of course, our consulting editor, Strategic Affairs, Major Gaurav Arya, along with our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, some of the facts that you shared with me a bit of which I ad-libbed at the introduction on the nation's sharpest opinion were very useful. Now, I always have a complaint with you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But I have a complaint always with Abhishek, that Abhishek is always, he's very objective. I'm not objective on Pakistan. But Abhishek is generally objective and a little more forgiving. So I would ask you, even from your objective, quote-unquote objective standpoint, Abhishek, is there any hope for Pakistan? Is there any hope at all, given the indicators that are there before you?
Absolutely a basket case, Arnab. Absolutely a basket case. Just one classic example of the many that you gave, I'm adding one more. Foreign remittances, which is essentially Pakistani origin or Pakistani citizens living outside of Pakistan, sending money back to Pakistan to their families' homes. They have also stopped giving money back. They think that their money is not safe, perhaps. So the foreign remittances in Pakistan this month have seen a dip of about 15% vis-a-vis last year's same month. That really gives you an idea of what a basket case Pakistan has become, that its own citizens, its own people really don't trust their government, their own people who are in power, who are tasked with taking care of the country.
It's a terrible situation. Major Yasir Janjua, Abhishek said it's a basket case. Earlier the situation was bad, which means beyond a disaster. Beyond a disaster, bad. Now, Gaurav, it is BAB. BAB means beyond a bailout. For the last 10 days, you have been begging the IMF, begging everybody for a bailout, Gaurav. Now you can't be helped by a bailout. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You are BAB. You are beyond a bailout. Your country has to change its borders. You cannot be helped. The Chinese have left you. Gaurav, they have closed their consulate, they are closing their embassies, they are closing their diplomatic. All the Chinese diplomats are being told to go back. It's a serious situation. Today we are not talking in jest, viewers. It's a situation we are actually concerned now. Gaurav, the time has come.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe you'd like to tell Mr. Janjua something, Major Janjua something.
No, Arnab, nothing for Major Janjua. I just wanted to add a few things, Arnab. Sushant made a very pertinent observation in the previous debate. And Sushant Sareen had said that it's no longer the failure of the government, it's the failure of the state. The state has failed. The government failed a long time back. And it's not just about the Chinese closing the consulate. That is one part. They can open the consulate tomorrow. It is the overall loss of credibility over the Pakistani state. And I say again, Pakistan is not a poor country. Pakistan is by no means a poor country, Arnab. It is rich in resources. It has manpower. The problem is that over decades of mismanagement, they have dug themselves in a hole so deep, Arnab, that it looks impossible for them to come out. And this is a self-dug hole. They might talk about conspiracy theories. They might talk about the Jews, the Hindus, and how everybody else is conniving to get them. The problem is that the Pakistanis, I said this once and they didn't like it, but I would like to say this again, that all their wounds are self-inflicted, Arnab.
Yeah.
There is nobody from outside who's plotting and planning. There is no conspiracy. And there are no conspiracy theories here. They've done this to themselves. And like Abhishek very rightly said, it's gotten so bad right now that, people have lost hope in the state. They're losing hope in the idea of Pakistan.
That is it. And in
that
fact,
is always dangerous.
And
That's always dangerous, Arnab.
I've seen this recently, a lot of people talking, and it's been discussed in the media as well. Maybe Madhav can throw light on this. Major Janjua, Pakistanis are questioning the need for partition. Pakistanis are saying, agar ye partition nahi hota, hamari ye naubat nahi aata. I mean, it's a disgraceful situation. Today, Major Janjua, you have been calling China. China has not responded to a request for a rollover loan, which you know what this means in economic terms. आपको शायद समझ में पता नहीं आएगा कि नहीं, मैं कोशिश करता हूँ. Your country has made 17 formal requests to China to roll over the loan. China is your biggest bilateral creditor. You are simply telling them for 1 quarter you roll over the loan. Beijing is not responding to you. आप देखिए मेजर जंजुआ, मैं पुरानी बातें आपको नहीं बताऊंगा, मगर आप इसी प्रोग्राम में और अभिषेक को याद, इसी प्रोग्राम पे आके चीख चीख के चिल्ला चिल्ला के बोलते थे चीन के साथ मिलकर ये सिखाएंगे वो सिखाएंगे. टुडे चाइना इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग टू योर कॉल्स फॉर अ रोल ओवर लोन. Is the end, Major Janjua.
Something, Arnab?
Yeah, please.
Am I allowed to speak now?
Yeah, and they have also shut down the consular section of their embassy in Islamabad.
Yes, absolutely.
What a situation, man.
Let me give a very what probably Gaurav would like. I absolutely agree with Gaurav. Not a lot of times I agree with Gaurav. I've come with him on many programs. But I have no disagreement with him today. I'll be very honest. I am an honest person. Gaurav has absolutely hit the nail when he says these are self-inflicted wounds. No one should sit here on Indian television or any other television channel and blame India, Jews, Americans, or whosoever the case may be. It's absolutely the Pakistanis to blame themselves. But unfortunately, you have the wrong guy sitting here today. I'm not going to sit and defend the government of Pakistan. It is actually our own doing. The government's doing. Where we are today, we have nobody else to blame but our government. So you want me to sit here and talk against the government of Pakistan? Yes, I'll be very happy to talk about it. When the country is in such a poor state, the government has the teeth to have 80 ministers. So if you want to listen to these stories from me,
I am aware. No, Major Janjua, let me tell you one thing.
So the thing is,
Major Janjua, let me also tell you one thing.
I will not.
Can I say something?
I'm agreeing with you.
No, can I say one thing to you? No, Major.
We're all in agreement.
Major Janjua, Major Janjua, let me tell you one. Let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
You know the Indian tradition. You know the Indian tradition, right? जो हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति हमको सिखाती है, वही है कि जो इतने मुश्किल में हो उनको मार के कोई फायदा नहीं है. Here I am not here to abuse or attack you. What did I say in the beginning of the program? I consider your country to be my enemy. I am saying so on television. I'll tell you why. Because your country has been an enemy and your country has supported terrorist groups, and we have told you for the longest time the same thing you are saying now, कि मुजाहिदीन को बना के, टेररिस्ट को बना के हमने अपने पेट पे लात मारा है. मगर उस समय तो आपके होश नहीं थे जब से जियाउल हक ने बोला we will bleed India with 1,000 cuts. See what happens. I am not going to hit you today, but I'll tell you 50 years of mistakes are coming home to roost. अगर 50 साल आप ये कश्मीर, लश्कर तोयबा, हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन, जैश मोहम्मद, जियो स्ट्रेटेजिक सेलिंग, अपने देश को अमेरिकन के हाथ में, कभी रशियंस के हाथ में, कभी चीनियों के हाथ में ना बेच के अपने कंट्री के फंडामेंटल्स को कहीं ले जाते तो ये नौबत नहीं आती. मगर मैं उसके बारे में बात नहीं करूंगा. मैं सिर्फ इसी चीज को जो आज मैं गहराई के साथ मुझे मौका दीजिए मेजर जंजुआ, मेरी बात ही सुनिए. आज मैं कोई ट्रेडिशनल इंडो पाक डिबेट नहीं कर रहा. मैं कह रहा हूं इस सिचुएशन को समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और मैं पाकिस्तान के लोगों को भी कह रहा हूं ये ना समझे कि क्योंकि मैंने उनको शत्रु देश बोला, मैं ऐसे बना के जो भी मन की बात है मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं. मैं टेलिंग यू समथिंग. 1 minute. China has told its citizens to leave Pakistan. Now, Madhav Nalapat, that is very important. The CPEC projects for which the Pakistanis took a loan, like the K3 reactor, took 7 years to complete. And even at the inauguration, the Prime Minister of Pakistan was talking about how the fuel import bill has reached $27 billion. The situation is gone. After the Punjab provincial government said it cannot provide security cover to Chinese citizens, China has told its citizens to stop staying in Pakistan. So I don't think either you are not understanding.
I was speaking when you asked me.
Sir, Major,
I was speaking when you asked me, and I kept quiet because you asked me to let me.
Major Janjua today.
So now, will you give me the turn, or I will not get my turn?
Major, एक बात है. एक बात है, मैं एनालाइज कर रहा हूँ,
चलो कर लो।
मैं एनालाइज कर रहा हूँ, और माधव नालापाट बहुत अच्छे एनालिस्ट है, वो आपको सिचुएशन बताएंगे, आप सुनिए, फिर हम बात करेंगे, वी विल टॉक।
चलो उनकी सुन लेते हैं जी। आप मुझे बोलना नहीं दे रहे, उनकी सुन लेते हैं।
उनकी सुनिए, उसके बाद आप जरूर बोलिए।
Arnab, it's a great tragedy, frankly, for the people of Pakistan, because it was created on the illusion that Hindus and Muslims are two separate nations, which is not correct. And frankly, what is happening in Pakistan today is that the various national groups are now asserting themselves, whether it's the Baloch, whether it's the Sindhis, whether it's the Pashtuns, they are basically asserting themselves. The Shia, there are hardly any minorities left. And this is the normal situation. The fact is that this is a subcontinent where people of diverse religions are there and they have lived together. One reality that Major Janjua has been very honest and refreshingly frank, and I congratulate and compliment him on that. I would like to say no country in South Asia can develop and be prosperous without friendly relations with India.
That is the point.
Pakistan would gain so much if they gave transit rights to India. Pakistan would gain so much if they got direct imports from India.
Yes.
But it has not done so.
Absolutely.
Bangladesh has done so. And Bangladesh has gained.
There's no denying the fact.
Pakistan has not done so. But may I say one more point, sir? This about $30 billion is supposed to be the normal inflow from outside. In my view, the people from Pakistan who are abroad are sending much more than $30 billion, possibly $45 billion, but they're not sending it through the banking system because you have an unreal exchange rate for the Pakistan rupee. They're sending it through informal channels. So that is what is happening. They are sending money, and that money is keeping
Do
Pakistan
I get my
going.
turn now?
Yeah, he should be allowed to respond. I will allow you to respond, please. Yes, Major Janjua. Okay. And then there are 3 Pakistani guests who have not spoken. I want to tell all the Pakistani guests I'm coming to you in just a bit. We have enough time. Major Janjua wanted to respond, so I'm letting him. Go on.
Okay. To respond to Madhav, what he says is that there is no South Asian country which can prosper without India's friendship or cooperation. Pakistan has always been saying, leave economy on a side for a moment, why would Pakistan and India be fighting with each other for the last 75 odd years? There is only one irritant between the two countries. Let's solve this. I'm even going further to say Pakistan, India, Bangladesh and the countries in the South Asia should have one currency. There is only one factor which is disturbing the peace in the region, which is Kashmir. You solve it and there you are. There will be open borders, there will be transit, there will be everything. Why can't we live in peace and harmony? We speak the same language. It's just that you and us have to sit down. And this, by the way, Kashmir issue was being resolved in the early 2000s. So backdoor channel diplomacy.
Major Janjua.
Let's face the fact that there are problems.
Major Janjua. I think actually some of our panelists are much better equipped to respond to you. Gaurav has already come forward, so I know he wants to speak. Abhijit wants to speak. I've got General Dhruv Katoch as well.
Yeah.
Just want to say one thing to you, Major Janjua. Today, the level of the billions which are, Major Janjua, listen to me, billions which India is spending to improve infrastructure, investment in industry, entrepreneurship, tourism, billions. Means thousands of crores of rupees are being pumped into Jammu and Kashmir, and the per capita income of Jammu and Kashmir is going to double soon. Employment, skyscrapers, the landscape will change. You know, people want development. People want to live a good life. This Islamist terrorism view will not take you anywhere. And I'll tell you one thing. You mentioned Kashmir and you mentioned terrorism. Javed Khan Saab, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Javed
can.
Khan Saab, you know, you are a journalist, I'll tell you. You are a senior journalist. Narendra Modi became Prime Minister of India around 25th of March 2014. The election results were announced, I think, Abhijit, around 16th of May 2014. 25th of May 2014 or whereabouts, Narendra Modi was sworn in as the Prime Minister of India. Just about 5, 6, 7 days before the results came in 2014, I went to Ahmedabad and I interviewed Narendra Modi. He was still Chief Minister of Gujarat then. Just 6 days before the results came. And I asked him, I remember General Dhruv Katoch, मैंने बोला आपको पाकिस्तान के बारे में क्या कहना है? तो उन्होंने कहा मुझे, उन्होंने कैमरे की तरफ देखकर कहा, बहुत कोटेबल कोट है, उन्होंने कहा कि बम, बंदूक और बारूद के बीच में बातचीत हो सकती है क्या? That was a very important statement, Abhijit. He didn't say बातचीत नहीं हो सकती है. He said बम, बंदूक और बारूद के बीच में बातचीत हो. And Narendra Modi measures every word, Abhijit. After that, he invited the Prime Minister of Pakistan for the swearing in. On his way back from an international trip, he even took the gesture of dropping by for a marriage ceremony of Nawaz Sharif's family members. Itni gesture Narendra Modi ki thi. Which, such a grand gesture of friendship. Abhi aap keh rahe hain, we have to be friends with India. No country in South Asia can prosper without a relationship with such a large economy like India. But I am just saying, they have to blame themselves, General Katoch. And it is time for the Pakistanis to introspect. I want Javed Khan Saab to respond to me, and then after that, General Dhruv Katoch, please.
Yes, Arnab, I think we can't have negotiations because India is stoking militancy in Pakistan. It is supporting terrorism in Balochistan. It is supporting terrorism in the form of Taliban movement in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It has abrogated Article 370 in occupied Kashmir.
Yes.
It has made the whole population of Kashmir as a hostage. Therefore, we can't have negotiations. And Arnab,
so you are in no position to say that. Javed Khan Saab, you are in no position to demand negotiations today in the situation which you are in.
Let me speak, because if you invited me, you have spoken too much.
But I'm just saying, okay, one line and you will speak. Just one line and I will continue. I'm just saying to you, Javed Khan Saab, you are not in a position to negotiate.
And I think I know India better than any Pakistani journalist. I have seen your fault lines. Your fault lines lie in northeastern states, in Khalistan movement, in Naxalite movement.
So you have to forget
I think
it.
India is the first country which is going to go down before Pakistan.
See, now I'll tell you. You are the problem. I'll tell you. Javed Khan, let me tell you. Javed Khan,
you're a journalist. I'm a journalist.
Javed Khan, you're not talking like a journalist.
Friends in India.
Javed Khan, you're not talking like a journalist. You're not talking like a journalist.
Were you talking like a journalist, Arnab, when you said Pakistan is going to go down?
I am.
I believe India is going to go down.
I am. And you were just...
you have got fault lines, unlike Pakistan.
No.
Pakistan is a resilient nation, Arnab.
See, this is the problem.
A population of over 200 million
people.
We can stand
what do you
on
do?
our own feet.
Okay, Javed, I told myself I'll be very polite today, but I'll have to politely but very strongly respond to you. And now let me respond to you. Javed Khan, since you and I have an open disagreement, since you and I have an open disagreement, we must resolve it.
Sure.
We must resolve or continue the disagreement. Okay. I am in no mood. I am not one of. Let me tell you one thing. Anybody who knows me knows I am not your friendly neighborhood journalist. वो जो ये साउथ एशिया फ्री मीडिया एसोसिएशन टाइप बिरयानी इधर खाते हैं उधर खाते हैं गजल सुनते हैं मैं वो आपका फ्रेंडली मीडिया जर्नलिस्ट नहीं हूँ मैं सच बोलने वाला हूँ आपको मैं जनाब बहुत खुशी से नहीं आप मेरी बात सुनिए आप मेरी बात 2 मिनट भाई साहब आप मेरी बात सुनिए आपकी डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो 70% है क्या कश्मीर कर रहे हैं खाने को नहीं है डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो 70% इन्फ्लेशन 33-35% China is not responding to you what are you doing this Kashmir for कराची में दूध का दाम आप पूछ लीजिए अगर एक पैकेज का 250 रुपए नहीं है आप पूछ लीजिए कि चिकन के 750 रुपए है कि नहीं आप पूछिए हामिद खान को कश्मीर आप कर रहे हैं पेट्रोल का दाम 272 हो गया लीटर के लोग साइकिल चला रहे हैं आप कश्मीर कर रहे हैं you are out of atta sir OOA out of atta do you understand what I'm telling you You are a OA country, Gaurav. You are out of atta. You should stop talking about Kashmir and our fault lines.
Prices of petroleum products. Why
You're not being mature.
In India, have you seen any? Have you seen any protests in Pakistan? Have you seen any resentment on the roads?
No.
Have you seen people coming out and protesting against?
No,
the
people are
government of
happy. They
Pakistan?
are having
Then
birthday
why should
parties.
You have a problem. If we have petrol, high prices of petrol, we don't have atta. Are we looking towards India for that? No, we are not doing that. Pakistanis are a proud people. We can stand on our own feet. I think at least Gaurav has the audacity to be a bit honest as well, that Pakistan inflicted, of course,
I won't say anything.
These are the self-inflicted wounds. But at least we can stand our own feet. We can look after ourselves.
Arnab,
we are not looking towards India for any assistance.
Okay. I'll just like to respond, sir. Yes, you're not looking towards India. That is correct, sir. That is correct. You're not looking towards India. But then you're looking at every other country in the world, which does not mean you're standing on your feet, because you do not have the money to service your loans. You do not have the money to buy vegetables and fruit. आपके हजारों कंटेनर कराची के पोर्ट पे सड़ रहे हैं. आप भारत से नहीं मांग रहे, ये बात सच है आपकी. I agree with you, sir. You're not asking India for money, but then you're asking the rest of the world. You're asking every single country whom you come in touch with कि हमें पैसे दे दो, और जो दिए हैं वो भूल जाओ. अगर भूल नहीं सकते तो रोल ओवर कर दो. Anyway, so it is not that Pakistan is. You said Pakistan is standing on its feet. That's not true. That's not true,
Ahmed. Yes, Ahmed.
Gaurav, have you forgotten the 90s when India went through the same crises? Don't you remember that? What happened with India? India's economy in 1991.
I'm sorry.
Sir,
I'm sorry.
We were never close to this.
Okay, Abhijit is responding. Gaurav, Abhijit is taking this one. Yeah, Abhijit.
Listen, even at the worst time in the 1990s, when it came to a head in 1991, yes, we pledged our gold reserves, but we had the gold reserve to pledge. We always had the gold and material to pledge. We were never on the verge of default. See, this is the problem that Pakistan has. They don't understand what their economic situation is.
No,
they don't understand what India's economic situation was. And remember, who stopped the China-Pakistan economic corridor? It was the same feudal elite that runs the military and everything out there, who wanted to extort more money for their land from the Chinese, that stopped the China-Pakistan economic corridor. And then I remember these same people used to come to Washington, and they used to say, oh, we're doing you a favor by stopping the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Now you should give us more money. I have never been in a conversation in Washington with Pakistanis where they have not demanded more money or something or the other.
Every country is going through difficult time
sir,
periods.
It is not every country.
No, every country is not going through any difficult period. They are not going through any.
I'll tell you, Javed Saab, I'll tell you. Javed Saab, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you. I want to tell you something. I think Hamid will agree with me.
Pakistan going down. Pakistan is not going to go down.
Javed Khan
it is going to be there.
May I get General Katoch also on the left?
And I think you understand that Pakistan may be smaller country in size. It has the resilience. It has the power. It maybe not. We do have economic situation. We do have economic problems and challenges.
No, sir.
But please do not look down at us.
Sir, okay. Now, Javed Khan, if you can kindly, Javed Khan, if you can kindly now allow me to intervene, because there are 2-3 other Pakistani panelists. I'd like to go across to them. But before I want to go across to them, I want to tell you, do you know who the real enemy of Pakistan is, Javed Khan Jadoon? It is people like you. You have probably made a profession of, of saying that I understand India, I know the problems of India, we must support terrorism. No, you don't know idea. You have, I'll tell you one thing, Javed Khan, change your profession, please.
I know how many people
no, you don't. No. You are the kind of people who sit there. You are probably profiting from promoting and advocating terrorism, but that your time has gone. The people of Pakistan are very angry. You are coming to me. You are coming to me. No. I'll tell you. I'll go to Dr. Saeed Elahi. I'll go to Dr. Saeed. No, you are not in touch. No, you are not in touch. No, you are not in touch. You are not in touch with the reality in Pakistan, sir. Sir, let me tell you. I will ask you one thing. Today, if a Pakistani guest comes in, और मैं पाकिस्तान के लोगों को कहना चाहता हूं कि भाई देखिए आपके देश को बर्बाद किसने किया? पिछले अभी 2-3 हफ्ते पहले डावोस में एक मीटिंग हुई थी, वहां पे ऑल नाइट पार्टी हुई. बिलावल भुट्टो हेल्ड अ पार्टी, मोस्ट एक्सपेंसिव पार्टी इन डावोस, some 400 guests, hosted by Bilawal Bhutto. And you know what he was doing? He kept talking like you, Kashmir hamara hai, and then splurging your money in Davos. आप भी वही बिलावल भुट्टो कैंप के मुझे लग रहे हैं. आप ये हेट फैक्ट्री बंद करके सच्चाई देखिए.
And how about you, Arnab?
About me, I'll tell. You are asking me.
Talking about Pakistan, my country going down.
Yeah.
See, Arnab,
was it hate when you said Pakistan is sinking, Pakistan going down, Pakistan finished?
Bilaval's house is in.
Sir, I am not saying you are going down. I am saying you are finished. You have gone down. Who is saying you are going down? Do you know? No. I'll tell you. No, I am not saying you are going down. अरे भाई, ये ऐसी बात हुई. ये ऐसी बात हुई. आपको बताऊं, मैं आप क्रिकेट तो जानते होंगे, पाकिस्तानी है कि 10 विकेट चले गए और कह रहे हैं कि फिर से बैटिंग करेंगे. आपके 10 विकेट जा चुके हैं भाई साहब. आपके 10 विकेट जा चुके हैं.
That is the unfortunate part of it.
अच्छा, मैं I'll tell you one thing. CCC minus. Okay.
You don't seem to accept the reality of Pakistan. Pakistan is there to stay.
Oh God. Okay. Now I'll tell
Pakistan
you.
Pakistan is not going anywhere.
Allow me to say something now.
Going anywhere. Believe me.
General Katoch, please come into the conversation with Dr. Saeed Elahi, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Over to you.
Thank you, Arnab. Arnab, the first statement I wish to make is, Major Janjua has been very forthcoming in his comments. But there is one thing which I disagree with, where he says that Kashmir is the core problem. Kashmir has never been the problem between India and Pakistan. The problem is ideological. And President Musharraf was honest enough to say so after he had left Pakistan and was settled in London, when he made it very clear that our problem is ideological with India. And he also said that even if Kashmir is settled, our problems will remain, because if we had to be friends with India, then why did we have partition?
Yeah.
So one aspect of that is absolutely clear. It is going to be an enemy state till such time as it follows that ideology. The second point which Javed Saab made as a journalist, he has his reasons, but he made a statement that the minorities in India are not safe. Okay, is there one Muslim in India who would like to go to Pakistan? And the answer is no, not one. But if you open the doors of India to Pakistan, 100 million Muslims will come in.
Yes.
So who is safe for Muslims? Is it Pakistan or India? The third point
this
about
is delusional.
the economy, when we are looking at
it's not delusional, sir. It's a reality.
That's okay. Okay. No. We'll see. And I'll get to that. I'll get to that once again. The third point I want to make is control of terrorism. You see, I'm an army chap. I want to make it very clear. It's going to become increasingly difficult for the army to fight the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan simply on ideological grounds. Because the army is saying, why should we fight our brothers who are fighting for Sharia? So that motivation to fight is not there. I don't see the Pakistan military being able to get an upper hand as far as the TTP is concerned.
The TTP
and
is
the
a real
last point
problem.
I wish to make, the last point I wish to make on this particular issue is, you see, I agree Pakistan is a resilient state, and at some point you may be able to come out of it. Okay, but there is one thing which you need to do. You need to have political stability. I don't see that political stability coming up, at least for the next few years.
No, sir, you are being a little kind to them. You are being a little kind to them, General Katoch. But one point I want to tell them.
Not just one statement.
Okay.
Just one statement, Arnab. Just one statement.
Sure.
I agree with you. In my view, today Pakistan has crossed the tipping point. Please read the book, The Tipping Point. You've crossed it. Getting back now, it is not possible.
No, they have
it's
to.
Over. I'm with Arnab on this. Game, set, and match. It's over.
By the way, I just want to tell you, Mr. Elahi, the tipping point is a very interesting comment made there. You see, Dr. Elahi, you're a political analyst.
Arnab, would you give me a few minutes or shall I leave?
No, don't leave. I'm just going to miss Dr. Elahi, then I'm coming to you.
No, I'm very sorry. I really don't want like that. I've been waiting for a long time. You keep saying and you keep moving around.
Okay, give him mic, please.
Okay, please, Dr. Elahi, I'll come to you later. I'm going to Hamid Khan first.
Give me a few minutes to speak.
Yeah, please go on. Please. Can I ask you a question?
No, there is no need. I have heard a lot. Let me respond to everything, please.
Okay.
Okay. The thing is that this Pakistan obsession, which you have and your panel have, has caused so much trouble for your own country. And that is the reason which you are giving a fabricated false news to your nation. Okay, and you are giving false news to your own people. You have 1 or 2 videos for the last 2 months to show your public, and you are misguiding your own nation. You are the enemy of your own people, which you are misleading them and boasting about India, and there is no reality in it. You keep lying to your own nation. And honestly speaking, even in Indian public, Indian people, they know that Arnab Goswami 99% speaks everything fabricated and based on lies. I'll tell you. Listen to me now. The reason is...
Arnab, you want to remind him what % of market share you have of the English
Right now, I want to tell you 80% of people are watching us. You abuse me and my viewership will go up. I will not say anything. Please abuse me more. Abuse me more. Abuse me, Hamid. Hamid जी और 3-4 मिनट आप गाली दीजिए ना, मेरी व्यूअरशिप और बढ़ेगी.
गाली नहीं दूंगा.
कुछ भी करिए, मुझे प्रेज मत कीजिए. जैसे आपके हाफिज सईद ने एक इंडियन जर्नलिस्ट को प्रेज किया है ना, नाम बता दो उनका. नाम बता दो उनका.
I am showing you the reality. The reality is that Pakistan's obsession have made you at the level of being insane, and that's why you are thinking that why Pakistan is not asking for the help from India.
I am not asking.
Will not ask for the help from India.
I am not. Okay.
Because
which of us on this program has asked for Pakistan to ask us for help?
Said that Pakistan will come in my joli in 3 months. That is what Nehru said. That was the thing that India started enmity with us. We have survived from 1947 to 2023. We will carry on survive. When you talk about Ziaul Haq, keep in your mind that your Nehru is the one who started the enmity with Pakistan.
He's not my Nehru, first of all.
Never accepted the existence
Anybody who knows me should say the last thing is say my Nehru. He's not my Nehru. He's more your Nehru than my Nehru.
Oh yes, I know.
You.
I'm sorry. You are a Godse follower.
Now, anyway, you know, I find this very funny. See, Hamid, I'll tell you. Hamid, listen. Hamid, you're now repeating yourself. Hamid, इतना तक तो मैंने indulge कर दिया, but serious debate है. I am not, as I began by saying, जो भी आपका गुस्सा है, आप मेरे पे गुस्सा मत निकालिए. अभिषेक कपूर है. अभिषेक कपूर है. ये आपको कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, and he wants to ask a question to Dr. Elahi. Abhishek, over to you. Abhishek.
मेरी आखिरी बात सुन लें.
नहीं, आप रुकिए. आपकी बात सुने और मुझे भी बोलना है. Abhishek.
I just want to ask.
आप बोलिए, अभिषेक.
I just want to ask. आप सुनिए जरा.
अभिषेक बोलिए.
ये नेहरू ने नहीं किया है. आपके 5 घंटे पहले की मैं खबर आपको बता रहा हूं, आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पे है, पाकिस्तान टुडे के प्लेटफॉर्म पे. वो कह रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान ब्यूरो ऑफ रेवेन्यू जो एफबीआर है, उन्होंने ऑर्डर किया है 155 लग्जरी व्हीकल्स दैट वुड कॉस्ट अबाउट 1.6 बिलियन रुपीज. बट द इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग इज the vehicles, these luxury vehicles by the income tax department of Pakistan would be bought from a loan given by the World Bank. Now the World Bank can see, IMF can see what happens to the money they give. You know, it's a hard-earned money generated from their business operations, from other nations pooling in their money, and your income tax department, which can't justify its own operations by not taxing Pakistani citizens enough, is buying luxury vehicles from World Bank loan. Where is the austerity? Where is the sense of responsibility? How can you blame Nehru for that?
let me tell you two things. Bad governance and incapability is the problem at the moment. I agree.
It's not that.
But look at Pakistan's reserves. Just 8 months ago, it was over 22 billion. Pakistan's GDP was 6% higher than Indian GDP at that time. Pakistan had a GDP so many times better than Indian GDP. It is going
Pakistan GDP was better than Indian GDP. I think you're really now losing it. No. Okay, now I'll have to stop you because Hamid Khan, I'll tell you one thing. Now I'm going to Dr. Elahi. You know why I'm going to? Because you are not making sense anymore. Dr. Elahi, I have just one thought here. One thought I want to share with you. Can I allow Dr. Elahi? Dr. Elahi, let me ask him one question. Hamid, one point. When we started the discussion today, I said I'm not here to take any brownie points vis-a-vis Pakistan. The fact is, even Pakistanis know that the situation is extremely serious. My only view, Hamid, now please, I'm asking Dr. Elahi, my only view is the possible course correction for Pakistan is to get its priorities right. And I also wish to share my view that if Pakistan does not get its priorities right, there is a very serious possibility of the country breaking up. Because a nation stays together when the nation state can support its citizens. And historically, there has been no example when the state collapses, that the boundaries of the country remain the same. Dr. Elahi, I have a number to share with you, and that is CCC minus. Let me tell you what is CCC minus. When you have critically low levels of forex, you get into CCC plus. The lowest level any economy anywhere in the world can go to, which is called an irrecoverable state, Dr. Elahi, is CCC minus, which in layman terms is called extremely critical low levels of forex. So it is not a situation in which you can sit here and fist pump and talk about Kashmir and aapke problems solve ho jayenge. A little bit of realism may be required. What's your take, Dr. Elahi?
Thank you very much for giving me a few minutes because I think a lot of people have talked about it. Whatever has been said is true. All is not well on the economic front in Pakistan. But as influx as we expect from IMF and friendly members, it is anticipated that the economy will be stabilized in few months. This is one thing. Other thing was rightly mentioned that the structural changes in government, the expenditures of the government officers, government itself, even different budgets, they will have to be brought down. Austerity has already been decided, but as my friend told me on the program that they ordered some cars and something, I think from last cabinet meeting which took place 3 days back, these three things were decided. That austerity, number one, number two, reduction, and number three was improvement in revenue on all provinces. Because after 18th Amendment, all provinces are supposed to raise their own revenues also. So there are many problems in the country which are going on. As I said, we must accept that it's not all well. But I think, as my friends told you, that as a resilient nation and a country, we have gone through different serious stages in last 30, 40 years, which I will not mention. Another thing, we were talking about enmity, Kashmir, what and not. These all things everybody knows. You, me, Indians, Pakistani, all knows. So I think now, instead of fighting, discussing without any result, and blame game should end up.
There is no discussion.
And I think, as it was told,
Dr. Elahi,
that the only...
Dr.
Let me finish for a second, then you can talk, please. My request and submission is that everybody sitting here, Indians or Pakistanis, they should now forget the past and talk about the future to have good relations, good neighbors, like we have to be. And as you know very well, that PMLN, a party, they always believe in good relations with India, softening borders, and different other steps which are useful for country,
Pakistan and India also.
So
I think now it is high time to talk sense.
Dr. Elahi, I'll let Madhav Nalapat and Gaurav respond to you, and Abhijit can come in after that. But can I tell you something as a friend? You will not mind what I say, no?
No, not at all.
Sir, thank you. Sir, don't be under any illusion that we want to talk to you. We don't want to talk to you. 20 years have passed. 20 years back, Madhav, 20 years back, Atal Bihari Vajpayee made the mistake of trusting Musharraf, and there was a bus ride. 20 साल बाद no, 1 minute sir, let me complete now sir. मैं बहुत sincerely आपको बात कह रहा हूँ. मैं आपको कुछ कह रहा हूँ, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए. आप मेरी बात सुन ले जनाब, प्लीज. हमारी भी थोड़ी एक्सपीरियंस है. मैं आगरा में था जब वो टॉक्स हो रहे थे, है ना, और मैं वो पाकिस्तानी कंटिंजेंट को ही रिपोर्ट कर रहा था. मगर 20 साल हो चुके हैं जनाब. अभी हम आपसे बात नहीं करेंगे, हम आपको इग्नोर करेंगे. What Madhav Nalapat wanted to tell you, अभी आपको कोई दुश्मनी नहीं है, आपको इग्नोर करते हैं हम. आप समझ नहीं पाए. सिंपल इग्नोर की ही बात है. हम आपको, आप समझिए ना. We are ignoring you. It is in your interest. Sir, the logic, the equation has changed. Dr. Elahi, I am being very positive with you. The most positive I can be with you is ignore you. I am positive. That's why I am ignoring you. If I become negative, I will bomb you.
For your nation.
No. If I become negative, I will bomb you. At the best logic, best chance for you is I will ignore you.
You have to guide your.
You don't understand, do you?
In a positive way, not in a negative way.
I am ignoring you, sir.
Dr. Elahi, if I may make one comment, please.
I am not ignoring you because I am listening to you. I am in your program.
No, I am not meaning it personally.
I request.
I am meaning diplomatically we don't need to engage with you. What I am saying, 20 years में बहुत कुछ बदल चुका है, Dr. Elahi, और माधव नालापात आपको बताएंगे. इनके पास माधव नालापात has much more experience than me. कुछ कहेंगे आपको वो आपको कुछ कहेंगे
जो लोग
Okay, Madhav and Dr. Elahi and Javed on the right. Yeah.
Just a minute and a half. Look, one of the great blessings of Pakistan is abundant water in Punjab province. Where does that water come from? It comes from the Indus Water Treaty. More than 80% of the waters of that from that treaty are flowing to Pakistan. At any stage, even India could have blocked the flow or reduced the flow to what, in my view, is a much better balancing of at least 60% for India and 40% for Pakistan, because India is a much bigger country in population. Instead, we are giving you 80%. We listen to some very biased individuals in the World Bank, and because of bureaucratic inertia, we are still keeping on giving you that 80%. So please, Dr. Elahi, please understand, the next time you pass through Punjab province and you see those fields, please understand where the water is coming from. Understand that this country, if it were negative, it would have stopped that water. Second point.
No, we are limited time. He's responding to you. Limited time, Madhav. He's responding to you. Limited time. Very limited time.
Go ahead.
Sir, but that is not a favor. That is international treaties. Every country has this position.
Treaty?
What international treaty are we talking about? Other countries. It's not
you
that
had a treaty
say that we are giving you water.
Remove all your soldiers from Kashmir. The UN resolution was very clear that Pakistan will remove all of its soldiers from every part of Kashmir. But have you followed
same
that?
With the Indian Kashmir, Indian part of Kashmir.
Abhishek, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds from Abhishek.
Listen.
800,000.
Abhishek.
Article 13 of the same treaty, the treaty itself can be dissolved or not.
It can be dissolved. It can be. Abhijit.
Look, here's the point. I don't give a damn what the UN says. Okay? Pakistan is in no position to negotiate. From this point on, and remember, the UN resolution is under Article 6, which is non-enforceable. It's an optional extra.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Gaurav.
Okay, and
Gaurav, your one-line message to the Pakistanis, I know they take you seriously.
This will continue. Yeah.
One-line message to the Pakistanis who take you very seriously.
And
to Hamid.
thing that I will say.
And to your friend Hamid.
My message is please be positive, don't be negative.
Okay, my one-line message is to Mr. Javed. You know, he said that he knows he has stayed in India and a lot of Indians sleep hungry under flyovers. Yes, sir, that is true. But even if we sleep hungry, sir, we don't beg.
No, but you think
and that is late. Javed.
If you talk to
Javed.
Arnab,
Javed.
We don't beg, sir.
If we speak to our brotherly countries like Saudi Arabia, like United Arab Emirates, you have been dealing with Russia a long time. You have been importing wheat from Russia. You have been importing wheat from Ukraine.
But we pay them, sir. We pay them for the money what we import.
Sir, we pay money.
Okay, viewers, I know a lot of people are watching the debate. I still appeal to the people of Pakistan to do everything possible to tell their government to see sense. Is the end of Pakistan. Might as well dissolve the country. Dissolve the country completely. What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I'll see you again with the debate and the nation's sharpest opinion. Good night and goodbye.